Hello.
Gobble, 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 gobble. welcome, guys, to our special Thanksgiving edition of the Bible Study Girl podcast. This is Sarita, but you may know me as Bible Study Girl, and the guy laughing in the background in my beautiful turkey sound is the executive producer of this podcast, Bible Study Brother.
Gobble Gobble, people. It's I, Bible Study Brother, also known as Icarus Gray over at Gray Area Anime. And this is the most wonderful podcast of your day while you're chowing down. Go and listen to that heat, that flame, they say, by Icarus Gray. Just let people know you ain't to be played with.
Thanks, brother, for that rousing musical promo. In case you couldn't tell from the gobbles, we moved away from blog recap because Thanksgiving, and we're so excited and glad about it. At the time that you're listening to this podcast, you're probably out making sure you can secure your turkey if they're not all gone from the grocery store by now, cleaning up your houses in preparation for all the guests that are going to flood your home this week. Or you may be a person that really doesn't have a circle to celebrate Thanksgiving with. And that's something I kind of want to keep in mind too. So I don't know where you are, what your state of Thanksgiving and what your Thanksgiving may look like. You know, we have had many seasons here recently where we're dealing with loss at Thanksgiving. And so that's a big thing to think about if it's your first Thanksgiving without a loved one or a couple of loved ones. You're on our minds and on our hearts. Thanksgiving can be touch and go for everybody. It's not always happy family time. And then even honestly, even if you are with family, it doesn't necessarily mean that is stress-free and a joyful time for everybody, because we all have issues with family that we have to deal with when we're all coming together and coming at the table. So I'm thinking about y'all and I'm praying for y'all and y'all pray for us. But let me get on to the point of today's podcast. Bible Study Brother and I went back and forth about what we wanted to do for our Thanksgiving episode, what could be fun. We thought about maybe pulling forward some of those first Thanksgiving Bible Study Girl blogs. And we said, nah, kind of recapped out. We think those will fall at the correct time when it's time for us to do it. So we wanted to give you guys something new, something spicy to chew on. And what we've come up with is that every month, every November, typically in the Bible Study Girl blog, my bad, not the podcast, because this is the podcast, Lord. But on the blog, generally November is the time where the blogs center on all the things that we're grateful for. Sometimes I write blogs about things I'm thankful for. Sometimes I have friends and family that submit their blogs about different things that they're thankful for. So we just consider the month of November like a month of thankfulness for us. And Bible Study Brother is going to take over the blog for a week. I think maybe the second year I did the blog, he took over for a week so I could get a break, and he gave roses to people. He picked a person each day that he wanted to celebrate while they were still living, just to let them know how much he loved and appreciated them for whatever they did in his life. And I'll let him speak more on that in a minute if he chooses. So Thanksgiving, so November, the entire month of November, on BibleStudyGirl.com is dedicated to thankfulness, the things that we're thankful for. So, drum roll. Do we have a drum roll?
Not yet.
Okay, all right.
We'll work on it.
Okay, just write it on a sticky.
I got it. Not a sticky.
Write it on a sticky.
Yo.
Tons of sticky notes. See, we operate differently.
They somewhere.
Okay, so I lost my train of thought. So what we came up with is that we're going to, in the spirit of this being a thankful month, we're going to give you guys 3 things that we're thankful for. And now this list is not all inclusive, of course. if you really sit down and think about your blessings, you could go on and on and on and on. So we're just gonna hit you with a hot top three for each of, well, not top three, but just three things we're thankful for off the dome. Just to get your little appetites going and maybe to help you start thinking about things that you're thankful for, even in the midst of the crazy holiday season, or maybe you're experiencing grief, or I mean, you could be perfectly happy and perfectly fine. This could be a great time of joy for you. So I don't ever want to say that it's not, but just to give you help you get started recounting your thankfulness. So I will go first. This is Bible study, girl.
1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. You're moving so fast, sis.
Oh, you want me to?
First and foremost, guys, hashtag Grateful Roses Month. I'm grateful to be able to give these roses to people. I've given it a name. I think I probably called it something else last year, but I like Grateful Roses. So that's what I'm going to use going forward. What I really want y'all to do, though, outside of using that hashtag, is go subscribe to the Bible Study Girl YouTube page. Because while you're listening to this, we are hard at work. You're going to still be getting podcasts during December, but we're off. We're off and we're working on some big things for the year. We're getting very, very close to our 100th episode. And there's a lot of things that we're going to bring to you. So like I said, go and subscribe to that channel. You'll start to see shorts on that channel very soon, which will just be us checking in, being silly, telling you to go listen to the podcast and just telling you to subscribe. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for you guys to see all the things we're going to do. Go ahead.
Is that one of the things you're grateful for? All the hard work we're putting in behind the scenes?
That's something I'm thankful for. I don't know about grateful. Grateful, like work is work, and God knew that.
That's not a grateful rose. Grateful rose.
It's not yet. Give them your number one, sis.
Yeah, these are not in any numerical order, but like I said, since this is Bible study, girl, I'm gonna tell you one thing I am grateful for is salvation. A lot of times I think I shy away from being too, like, quote unquote preachy or whatever, but my salvation is the cornerstone of my life. I don't know, I don't even want to imagine where I would be without Jesus. So I'm thankful that he not only died for me, but that he got up with all power in his hands so that I could function, so I could live, so I could breathe, so I could be a conqueror. You know, quite often I feel like I'm not a conqueror. And we talked about this several times. I'm super critical. I always want to do it right. I want a firm yes or no, black or white answer. And one thing I've learned through life is that it's not always black and white. Sometimes it's shades of gray. But one thing for me that is definitely black and white is the fact that Jesus died for me and got up with all power in his hands. And he gave me the gift of eternal life. And I'm thankful that I accepted the gift that he gave me. And praying that I continue just to walk in the grace and continue to walk in that grace and continue to walk out, the gift that he's given me and not give up, because it can get difficult, real hard sometimes, but it's hard even if you don't know Jesus. So I'm grateful for the gift. I'm grateful for the gift. Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Give us your first. I'm grateful for.
My first I'm grateful for is I am grateful for you. In doing this podcast, it provides me with a level of consistency that is hard in a lot of other places because I am doing a lot. Currently, like I said, I'm working on trying to promote an album. I'm working on staying consistent with the YouTube channel. The Gray Area Anime Podcast is finally back after almost a year. And the biggest consistency has been our podcast because we work so hard to stay ahead. So therefore I know you're going to do your part in that. so I don't have to like worry. So I'm trying to take those same lessons and things that we do here, and apply them in other places. And at times that can be hard, but I'm grateful that I have an example to follow in you, and others. But specifically, this consistency of this podcast helps me a lot.
I'm going to accept that and just say thank you for being appreciative for my consistency, brother.
Okay.
We had a brief discussion before recording, like, this is what I'm doing, and you tell me how I can help you, because this is what I am going to do and this is what I'm not going to do. So I appreciate that, brother. It's always nice to hear that you're appreciated by someone, and I appreciate you as well. I think I've said this before in a previous. Oh, I didn't say it on this podcast. This is when I was doing the other podcast that I was on. But I am grateful. I'm piggybacking off of what you said. This is not my second thing, but I'm just piggybacking off of what you said. I'm grateful that we do have an opportunity to do ministry together. You know, this was never in my plans. This was not something that I felt like, yeah, me and Joe ministry. Yeah, that's cool. That's what I want for my life. Really, no ministry, just period, was not in a, because this is a more formal way of ministry, if you ask me.
Yeah.
It's more out there. In my mind, my ministry is behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? Just helping the people in the streets. I don't want to talk about it. Like, I just want to do it. Like, and so this is very uncomfortable for me, but I am grateful that I have you to do it with as a partner, to push me to do more and really to push ahead. So I appreciate you as well. You ready for my second thing that I'm so grateful for?
Indeed.
Okay. I am grateful for all the many resources that God has provided for me. I talk about my therapy a lot on this podcast, but I think it's because therapy has helped me to grow in a lot of different ways and really helped me to, you know, I always say I want to be better. I want to be whole mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, all those things. I want to just be whole. And therapy really has unlocked, it's opened my mind to a lot of different things. And one thing therapy has opened my mind to is the fact that I have so many resources. There are so many people in my life that I can lean on and that I can count on to help me reach those goals. I'm not out here on my own, even though at times I think I can feel that I am. But when I really sit down and think about it, the Lord has provided me with so many different resources, so many ways to get things accomplished, like in a positive way. And I needed to be reminded of all the resources that I have available to me, and also to take advantage of them. Like, they're there, but that's not going to change my life. What changes my life is actually using what's in front of me and what's available to me, which I know sounds silly to some people, but the truth of the matter is we often have a lot of resources, you know, at our fingertips. We just choose not to use them. And I'm one of those people. I feel like I want to do it all by myself, and I don't want nobody's help. But one thing I'm so grateful for, that I have resources and that I have people that are willing to help me in the areas that I struggle. I'm gonna tell this story. So I was talking to my therapist about an area that I struggle in. And he was like, well, your best friend seems to do well in that area. Why don't you ask her to help you? And why don't you ask her to help you be accountable? And one thing about my best friend, I think we talked about it when we did when she came on the show and she did her podcast, it takes her a long time to make a decision. Whereas I am very impulsive. I'll just jump and I'll do it. She is not that person. She needs to think about it, ruminate on it for months and months. And then when she's made her decision, she's clear, she's firm. This is the decision. So I talked to her after my therapy session and I was like, I really didn't want to talk to you today. She was like, why? Because I was talking to my therapist and he told me I needed to ask you this, but I don't want to. And she thought it was going to be something crazy because you never know with me. Like, what you just said about me in therapy?
You never know.
Never know. She's like, what you just said about me in therapy? And I was like, no, I struggle in this area. My therapist was telling me, you seem like you're very good in this area. And he wanted me to ask you if you would help hold me accountable. Do y'all know this helpful said yes instantly? I said, girl, wait now. Listen. You I said, wait now. You supposed to be the one that take months and months to decide. And I also told you, girl, listen, take your time, because that's how you operate.
Yo.
You take your time and you think things through. She was like, no, I'm doing this. So I'm thankful that I not only have resources and people and just in different like materials I read that are willing to help me. And I'm thankful that I'm taking the steps to use the resources that are available to me. Is it fun? No. And I keep saying it. It's not fun, but we all know everything in life is not supposed to be fun, but I'll be a better person for it. And so I'm thankful for all the many resources the Lord provides for me. Like this is a resource, but it's not really. Grandma called me earlier and told me she made an apple cake. She was calling me, let me know it's ready. So I'm going to eat it. And that's a resource that's available to me. The end of my resources. What else you grateful for, brother?
Number 2 is, to piggyback off of that, but it is my number 2 is I'm grateful for food. And
you see how the Lord is orchestrating this podcast, because we did not talk about our grateful things at all. You see, it's just flowing together. And use them, Lord. I'll let you know how the cake tastes. I'll send you a picture. You want me to video you?
It's fine. It's fine. I do so I can see the little lady. But what's so great about all of this is, or food in general to me, is the places I get to eat now, and things I get to eat on, and things I get to eat when I come back home. Like, there's this comfort that has always been with food for all of us, of course. And I'm just grateful for being able to like kind of broaden, expand, try new things. I'm on a kombucha kick. Like makes me feel energetic and good and like clean.
Is it good though?
Oh yeah, it's real good. Like
you get it from a specific.
I got this 4-pack from Costco, which I can't think of the brand, but then there's another one that's Synergy is a good one. And it's really good. The only problem I think I have with it is kombucha is expensive. And because you have to have it refrigerated, because it does have the active bacteria and everything that you need or whatever in it, or things that you need in it, not everything you need. You can't like just go somewhere and get like a 12-pack. You probably have to like order it online, and even then it will probably come like, in a cooling block, because you just have to keep it cool because you need to keep those active cultures active. But I would switch to it, and I wouldn't have to drink pop. It would be the carbonated thing I need that has a lot of flavor. And
so it's carbonated? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. It's carbonated. It's like you could literally just get off a Sprite or whatever pop is your choice. Grief juice, aka Dr. Pepper. But it's been really helpful. I've had it for the past 2 days. Like I had some in the morning and I had some in the evening. I felt like my stomach has thanked me, I think. And I was like, you never really know what you're depriving yourself of sometimes, and so I think that that's been a good thing. And without y'all being up here with it being kind of being so far away from people that I care about, outside of my wife and sister-in-law, love you both. Before you, if you hear this and feel like I don't care about you, but the food comfort of like, like some pho or like some soup or some good catfish. Like when you leave the South, sometimes I think we forget that other people from the South have moved to everywhere, but it's not as easy to know. Oh, I can go to Mama B's soul food down the
Right.
corner, and like if I think they add a little salt, well then I can go to Esther Dean's place. And like having these experiences, having these different food things that are like, oh my God, how did I not do this? Like we went to the fair up here and we had scones. And I'm not a big uh eating different flavored Pop Tarts. Like it's even crazy to me that I eat that strawberry Pop Tarts are my favorite. Because if you took the jam that is inside of a strawberry Pop Tart and tried to put it on bread, I would want to smack you. But nonetheless, they had this raspberry scone at the fair, and I was like, "This is really good. I do love bread. I do love biscuits, and I do love this here." And it's just these
Did they
little
have
comforting
blueberry
things.
scones?
No, they had
Apple?
no. You probably could make your own. I think this is just the jam that they had for the season.
Got it.
Yeah, but yeah, so food for me because it's just always there when I need it, and it is a comfort when I need comforting. Just gotta give it its roses, give it its flowers.
Let me tell you something. Anybody that heads over to BibleStudyGirl.com, you scroll through two blogs, at some point, there's going to be a mention of food. So, I mean, you got right to the heart of the issue. Like in our family, we are heavy on the food. We are centered around good eats and good treats, man. Like we may argue, but we'll sit down and eat together at all times. And um, me and mom went out of town and we were sharing that, like, listen,
Are you gonna talk about my
anytime.
superpowers?
No, I wasn't gonna tell them about that. But we were sharing with the people we went out of town with it. Anytime we go out of town, like finding a good place to eat is a high priority on our list. Like, if nothing else, if everything about the trip is trash, we need to have at least one awesome food experience. So that is something else we do have in common, brother. We have a love and an appreciation for food that I think is unparalleled, man. We want the good eats at all times. And we thank you, Lord. We be blessing our food. If you listen to Bless Are We, you heard it. We be like, ooh, thank you, Jesus, this food, because we finna tear it up. Amen. And then it'd be good and we'd be happy and stuff. So, okay.
What's your third thing, child?
My third thing that I'm grateful for is my love for my family.
I see what you did there. You weren't even
I
trying to do it, but I see what you did
wasn't, and
there.
it just happened.
Yeah.
It's my love for my family. Anyway,
Yeah.
uh, if you read the blog, just how you see a love for food, I think you can see the struggles that we've had as a family, but underneath all of that struggle is love. And I know that love is the thing that continues to bind us together. And I'm grateful for that. I do realize everybody doesn't have that. Um, and even sometimes, like in our dysfunction, I know the intent is not to harm, you know? And so I'm thankful for the love that we're able to express to each other. I'm thankful that we're able to express love to each other in healthier ways. I'm thankful that we not only show each other we love each other, but we say we love each other. Tamika was real big on the y'all getting on my nerves with that. I love you.
But we was, I don't know what happened, but it was like them last, like, I think, if y'all listen to the previous episode, since that fight, we be OD with the I love yous.
Well, we were OD with I love yous before that, but I feel like
no. I mean, especially after last year, after 2021, we OD, but like
after 2021, everybody in our family is heavy on the I love yous. Like nobody is getting off the phone or away from each other without being like I love you. And I'm not talking about just our close family circle. Like when I say close family circle, I mean like me, Bible study mama, and Bible study brother. But like I mean like everybody in our family. Everybody.
Friends be catching these strays too. I'll be like, all right, love, bro. Right. Like, and they sit for a second. Like some people be like, all right, love you, man. And I know they have no idea how to respond.
Right.
Because we've probably never been on that level in their mind. And in my mind, I'm like, I just didn't say it because I'm not finna like, I didn't want to do whatever.
But now everybody gets it. I love you. I love you. Love you.
It's real.
Love you.
And I mean it from the bottom. I was finna say I almost got messy and almost went into talking about, like you just have to know that somebody said I love you. You just gotta know. But anyway.
But Tamika wasn't big on the I love you. So for her to be like, I love you was like, but she definitely showed it. I think that's one thing I can say about our family. Mm-hmm. Even if before 2021, we didn't always say, I love you, we always showed it. And to me, like, that's like one of my number one things. Love is an action word. You can tell me all day, but I'm really judging it by your actions and what you're doing and how you're backing that up. And so I'm grateful that I have a family that is full of love, that continues to show love, and that is held together, I'm grateful for that.
Roses to the family. And here's
what'd you call it? Grateful roses?
Grateful roses. Hashtag grateful roses, guys.
You and these names. Lord, I need to write this down on my sticky note because I'm being forgot. And I have to publish the blogs.
Yeah, it'll be, my blogs will be up. I know what's up. But last but not least for me, the third thing that I am thankful for is music. I could not do anything without the music of life and just the music in general.
Is life a musical for you?
Pretty much.
It is for me. Continue.
Because I think about like sounds and hearing things, right? Like, so every night we go to sleep and I have two choices. Sometimes I'll put on, and if Pandora just stayed playing all night, I guess they be feeling like you be scamming or something. You got to tell them you still listening. If they played all night, I'd probably play autumn jazz music all night because it's soothing. But majority of the time, what I play is the rain and ocean sounds or thunder, rain.
Autumn jazz music is a genre?
It's a station on Pandora.
Okay. Because I'm like, what in this season? It's spring jazz. It's summer jazz.
It is though. I mean, in terms of like songs that you could like put in them categories enough to where you can have a station of it and they know exact. Like when it plays, I promise you'll be like
autumn jazz.
Go to Pandora, look up the autumn jazz station, and I promise you you'll be like, okay, I see why he plays this almost.
I'm gonna do it, and I'll report back to you.
Please do. But also know that I have curated a lot of music, so. But it should do. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The reason, so I listen to those nature things, and so those nature sounds are music to me. The way somebody's voice sounds. When people sing, it's music to me. Like I have a hard time sometimes with like music that I'm not hip on or like rock with because of rhythm wise. I'm a 90s Christian music kid. So commissioned Kirk Franklin, Yolanda Adams, like
Tony.
I wasn't really big on Tony. He was off my list just probably from the beginning, just because he seemed very strange.
Okay,
and then come to find out he is. No shots to him. God love him, but that's he a different kind of guy.
Do you remember meeting him at the Gospel Music Workshop of America?
Huh? I ain't met him.
Okay, go ahead.
Never have I ever. Uh,
You
I,
you you
I,
went with Silent Choir, didn't you?
yeah, I went. I don't remember meeting him though. All I
Me
remember
neither.
is
Go
him
ahead.
saying, "God bless me in the middle of our mess." And I'm like, "All right, I'm out, bro. I'm out. I'm out. I'm gonna let you have that." But music, because it connects me to a time. I told y'all in a podcast before how pivotal music is with our relationship, because a lot of my love for R&B, especially getting into like the depth that is women's R&B, in the sense that like women that are singing R&B, like all of the reasons that I only have respect for people that can actually sing is because of my sister's music taste. We did not listen to people who were not singing. There can be some kind of, there can be a little studio connections here and there, maybe a little auto tune, maybe they're fixing your voice a little bit. But if you not singing from the bottom of your gut, we don't listen to you. We don't respond to you, because I need to feel the emotion and the energy that is that is music, because it exists as praise on all levels. Obviously, I'm an artist, so I'm always hearing songs. I'm always hearing like, oh Lord, I'm always hearing just newness in my brain. Whether it's a melody, whether it's rhyming and rapping, like I know I rap at least once every day somewhere, some shape, form, or fashion. If I hear something that's got a little,
You rapping?
I'm rapping. I'm thinking like I'm making a song. I done made a whole bunch of things going on, but like it fuels me. It sets me back right. Jonathan McReynolds' "God is Good" was like the beacon to my life, to get me through 2021, and it did. It got me
Yeah.
through, pulled me over that. It dragged my butt over that mountain.
Dragged you.
Because I had to do it so much. 2021 was crazy, but 2020, when I accepted my call, was the craziest. Like, was the start of my crazy. Like, for other people's crazy, it was probably like when the pandemic started. But for me, it was like I accept my call.
You accepted your call in 2020.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay.
I accepted my call that day. That day Kobe died, and then every time I would like preach, somebody in the church passed, or somebody like would literally pass like a couple of days before I would have to like preach that I was like close to or connected with and everything, right? And so I had like, music is the thing that like sometimes you can't talk to me and I like hear you, but I can hear music. I can hear the calming. I can hear God clearly over everything. Like it silences my brain. It silences my inability to be able to sometimes be encouraged, because it's sometimes hard for me to feel like encouragement is real. And music just opens so many doors and has like inspired my life that everything is a musical. Like when you hear songs and you feel like, oh man, like I tell Canadians all the time, like, bro, I would have played this. If I had this song when we was trying to talk to each other, you would have been mine quicker, or whatever, or like, oh man, me and Sweetie would love this song or love this. I remember we were here when we were listening to this song. I still remember, going and buying this album or getting the Now That's Gospel, the compilations every year. Like it was just
The Wild
Wild
Gospel.
Gospel, my bad. That they're in the same, probably under the same label.
I'm sure they are.
But it was an event. Oh, Wow 18, what's on there? And then of course I would only be listening for Wow 98 or something like that. Whichever one got commissioned on it, I was like, does it have these type of songs on it? It doesn't seem like it does. I don't know how I feel about that. But music is life, and I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for its grounding effects and how it's allowed me to express myself and feel like I'm giving praise.
I was kind of leaving it on you. We both forgot one very important thing that we're.
Oh, hold on. The internet's acting a little bit funny, guys. We both forgot what now?
One very important thing that we're both grateful for. You know what it is?
Should we call?
No, not Mama. Oh. The listeners, like we're grateful for Mom. We did a whole episode about her. We did. But we're definitely grateful for each and every person that takes time out of their week to listen to this podcast. And our hope and our prayer is that you get something from it every week to encourage you, lift you up. Maybe even you see some similarities in your walk and makes you feel less alone. That's the goal. The goal is for us to really create community and let you guys know that we can walk this out. And we're going to walk it together. Our walks may not all be the same, but we are walking towards the same destination. So we're super grateful for you. I'm going to tell you a secret surprise, the behind the scenes thing. I don't really look to see how many people listen to this podcast. I just throw it up because that's what the Lord told me to do. And then Bible study brother was like, girl, look at this. And so I'm grateful for all the committed people that take time out of their schedule every week to listen to the podcast.
I was just looking at the numbers today and like, thank y'all for like on both of our podcast, like the numbers and kind of seeing like the total we've had how many plays, like when you don't even think you're getting like, let alone one, like it's not like we knew.
No. Let me tell you, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This is who I know listens to the podcast. Oh, yeah. My mama, my grandma. That's it. So every week I'm talking to them, but y'all get to listen along as well. I'm like, oh, people actually listen to the podcast. Yeah. Well, I might need to straighten up and fly right. So we're thankful for each and every listener. And I really do hope it's something that's helping you out, helping your walk. And I also want to send out a plug to you guys. Lord, we want to hear your stories. You don't have to just listen to us go on and on and on. You know, my brother will make a long story long every time. So y'all should just come over here and talk with us. And I know it can be intimidating. I'm speaking from personal experience because y'all know this podcast is like, Lord, you want me to do it again this week? Oh, okay. And it can be challenging and trying to come outside of yourself, but I guarantee you people want to hear your story. They need to hear your story, not the Disney version of it, but also you don't have to come on here and tell us like, you don't have to be like, tell it all, you know, I'm not ever going to ask anybody to do that. You share what you're comfortable with, but I guarantee you what you have to say about your story and your faith walk will help somebody else. Because I've learned so much from so many different people in my life. People, you don't know their names and you won't know them, but they have significantly impacted my life. And so you can also use this as an opportunity just to tell people that you love in your life how grateful you are for them, how thankful you are for them. This will be your chance to shout out the folks in your life that have made a big impact on you. People need to hear that. They want to hear that. They need to know that they're loved and valued. And this definitely is a platform that you can do that. So we're grateful for you. We're grateful for the listens. We're grateful for the prayers. We do not take it for granted. I know there are 8 million podcasts out there, but every week you guys choose to listen. And so grateful for that. And I thought my brother was going to be able to catch my hint or my vibes. Because he was able to tell me everything I ordered for dinner.
Yeah, it was a weird thing. Like, listen, I got superpowers, guys, with food. Not so much sometimes with the podcast things that you should do. But I also think that like I be so overflowing with gratefulness for y'all. I also am stuck in the middle of the work. And I think sometimes like we both are until I like look, I be forgetting to even check numbers because I think sometimes there are a lot of people who can get discouraged by whatever. Like two or more are gathered. I know I'm good. I know God
I
hears what
know
we're
I'm good
doing.
because grandma and mama listen. That means Jesus be up in here too. And so that's
Yeah,
why I don't, it ain't,
you know.
it ain't,
So
if numbers gonna be looked at, it's because he looked at them because
yeah,
I don't even want to know.
because it's the fact and remembering the promise of abundance in the fact that he's in the midst and knowing that y'all are here with us means a lot. And we talk to y'all every week. I mean, we talking to y'all because we're talking about the walk and how we walk together and how we need to walk together, because what I think the generation beneath us and around us wants more than anything is something that's real. You're not looking for platitudes. You're not looking for what can sometimes, if it's presented to you a certain way, feel like a fairy tale. You're looking for what's real.
What's real?
And we are going to continue giving that every week because that's what it is, man. This walk ain't hard, or this walk ain't easy. And it doesn't have to be hard alone. You got other people that are walking with you, walking alongside you, because we all want to get to the same destination. And remember, y'all, it ain't. Oh wait, social media stuff. Look, good God, we trying to get to the food. Can you tell? Um,
Gobble,
um,
gobble, gobble.
so on our social media, hit us up on Twitter at Bible Study Girl, the number 2, on Instagram at _ Bible Study Girl. You can hit us up on Facebook at Bible Study Girl. Make sure you like and follow the page. You can also message us there. Either I or Bible Study Girl will respond to you immediately because we be working. But I definitely will respond in her stead if she can't get there, but we both be responding. If you need something a little more, I guess, conventional, maybe, you can hit up the email at BibleStudyGirl2019 at gmail.com.
You can also send prayer requests there if you just want us
Yes.
to pray for you. Just keep that in mind.
And remember, it's not the turkey and dressing that preach. It ain't the stuffing that preach, but sometimes it make you want to shout. But we preach.
You be eating stuffing. And until we meet again, guys, keep preaching.
Oh, Lord. And until we meet again, guys,
Keep preaching.
and that's what happens when you're just trying to get to the food. What? Is this thing still on?
Just greedy.